Hello, not made a video for a while. I've been not busy, but kind of busy. I've just been playing, and instead of recording anything, I've just been playing and not really had the time to do anything at the minute. But I've been playing quite a lot of Season Discovery. Not been back on retail for ages. I logged on retail yesterday just to have a quick look. Um, and the main thing that just puts me off from retail is just every season is just the same. It's like grind Mythic Plus, do the raid, and it's essentially I'm just not really enjoying the Mythic Plus grind anymore. So what I've really enjoyed with Season Discovery is that I've leveled up. I've got a Paladin, I've got a Hunter at 40, I've got a Druid at 40, um, and I've just really enjoyed just going in, getting pre-bis from the dungeons, and then grinding them professions and that sort of thing. So my paladin, I've been raiding main tank on my paladin in Noma. Excuse me. Um, I've got nearly bis on everything. I've not got engineering. I didn't really want to put the gold into it for the shield. And now they've announced the next phase. I'm glad I didn't because it would have been such a waste of time and gold. The only things I'm missing is I still need a ring from Warsong Gulch rep, which I haven't done on this. I've done it on my hunter though. But probably won't matter next phase because I'll be able to get rings from elsewhere hopefully. So yeah, I've got nearly best in slot everything on my paladin. I'm missing the needle and I'm missing the trinket from the raid, and I've got a crap ring, but everything else is from Noma. Done quite a few clears. I really enjoyed it being short and sweet and sort of less expansive than retail. So I mean, the thing with it, like you get the item and that's it, it's done. But in retail, you get the item, then you got to upgrade it, then you got to, get a better item level one from the vault, and it's just, I don't know. I do really like retail still, but I've just been playing loads of Season Discovery, and I've been really enjoying it. So I've nearly got a full holy set as well. Not done any healing at all. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in the next phase, but that's my paladin there with this pretty cool hat. Um, but yeah, didn't want to put the gold into engineering because it's just too much gold, too much farming. Yep. And then this is my hunter beard lord. Uh, not as good gear on him. I've been doing like when the guild finishes a run, we do a run after, and it's normally got a couple of hunters, so it's kind of hard to get loot. But I got the that's the best thing I got from the raid really so far. But again, pretty much previous from the dungeons, excluding I got a rubbish ring. Oh, for God's sake, the goddamn door. Um, I've really quite enjoyed the melee spec for Hunter. That's been very good. I've been boosting stockades to make a bit of gold. Uh, got loads of people whispering me, complaining at me today, so I just stopped doing it for a bit. But the amount, I mean, look at this. Look, the amount of bots in stockades today is crazy. So I was there this morning trying to find. I only got one or two people this morning. But look at this. Look, that's a bot. Look, these are all bots. That's a real person. Look at all this stack of people, all bots. Every single one of them. They're all bots. One thing that was really tricky on the hunter was doing the kill command rune. Took me ages to solo Wailing Caverns. I just couldn't find my way around. I got lost. Oh, look at all these guys disappeared. Oh my god, kill the bots. But I've sat out here this morning just reporting bots, really. And look, it's just ridiculous. Look, here this one goes. Look. Here I go, being a bot. There's another one. Off he goes. A bot. Into here. Vendor all my stuff. Look at them. Look. Look. Another one. Bots. 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 And then let's follow them back. Off we go. Back into stockades. We'll just report this one now while we're here. What are you doing? You are cheating and you are a bot. I did find another guy botting in Arathi Highlands. He was doing Mithril ore inside that cave at the back, and he was 100% a bot. So I reported him when I got a message from Blizzard saying action's been taken. But this is just, I mean, can't Blizzard just go in the game and just sit here and just ban them? Because look at them, look, bot, bot. There's just a stack of them, bot. Unbelievable. That's a real person. Oh, this guy here, what's happened to this guy here? But yeah, I just don't, how hard can it be? And then, like we saw on Reddit, we saw all them people getting bans for like trading gold between their friends. I mean, obviously, I think some of it was like in hindsight, I think it was a lot of people lying that had brought gold, and then they were just trying to, put some sob story on Reddit about it. Look, bots. Look, this one's even in the guild. Is he in the guild? No, look, group of people. I reported him already this morning. This one's been doing it all morning. Absolutely mental. So yeah, and then I've got a priest level 17. Still working on that one. But as I say, I'm going away on the 2nd for 2 weeks. So when Blizzard announced the new patch, Season 3, Phase 3, whatever you want to call it, I was really annoyed initially. But then when I saw the preview video of all the stuff that's coming in it made me feel a bit better. But I still kind of mad that I'm going to miss the first 2 weeks of it, so I'll be way behind on everyone and have to level up when I get back, and then hopefully I can get a raid spot, but I think it will be a bit easier this time. But yeah, anyway, so talking about Phase 3, all of the stuff they announced in that YouTube video absolutely looks amazing. Like I said, initially I was so pissed off. I was like, yep, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit playing SOD. I'm going to go on Lich King or go back on retail because I'm not having this. I'm not having, 8 weeks or however long this one's been out for, and then have the rug pulled out from under my feet, sort of thing. When I'm not really done with the patch. I mean, I guess there's loads of people that are like, oh, it's taking too long, but in hindsight, like, it's not very long at all, is it? Really short, this one, I think, but oh god, respawns are mental. Did I just change layers? But yeah, so some of the new runes sound amazing. Really looking forward to the professions. I mean, the biggest thing for me was dual spec, so the amount of flexibility you're going to get when dual spec comes into the game is going to be crazy, and the amount of time you'll save from having to go and respec. Like I did a Noma run on this. I've only done one Noma run, but look, I got the dagger on my first run, and I got some boots and legs and a belt, so I was pretty happy with that. So I had to teleport to Moonglade and respec for the last boss, so I could heal the last boss because the priest solo healed everything with off healing all the way up to the last boss. But and they had to like I had to teleport to Moonglade, fly to Darnus, respec in Darnus, and then luckily they had a warlock and they summoned me back. But still, that's if you haven't got Hearthstone ready or you haven't got a warlock, that's 20 minutes, 25 minutes. of when you have to get to Stormwind to respec or get to Darnus to respec. And then what else did they announce? The raid. I've always been a massive fan of Sunken Temple. Like I remember back in the day, I think it was either Burning Crusade or Lich King. Me and my friend would go to Sunken Temple and just mess around in there, and that was I can't excuse me. I can't wait to see some of the cool weapons they've got in there and the armor sets. And I'm really happy that it's going back to a weekly lockout instead of a bi-weekly one, because the bi-weekly one is a bit chaotic for my liking. I'm just doing quests in Arathi for gold. So, but yeah, I mean the bi-weekly lockout's a bit chaotic because I mean I guess Noma's like we do Noma in under an hour. What? Why? No damage on this thing. Classic things. We do Noma in under an hour, which is not the fastest, but it's pretty good for me. Like personally, I'm quite happy with sub-hour clears because you just log on, get in, and you know half an hour, and you're on the half an hour you're on the last boss or the last two bosses. Moonkin's great as well. Look how it's absolutely blasting these mobs. Bam. But nature damage doesn't work. Oh, thanks. God, I hate when people do this so much. I was doing a quest when I was leveling up this elf, this night elf druid, back in Darnus, and there was this mob that I had to kill on top of a cliff inside a cave, and then this priest came in and pulled the mob from the top of the cliff and stole my tag, and then pulled everything in the dungeon onto me, and I died, and the priest was like, "Ah," well, I was really annoyed about that. And then yeah, so phase three's got loads in it. The new professions, dual spec, that the dragon emerald dragons or dragons of nightmare event's going to be really good. They got new rewards from Stranglethorn Vale. There's just so much stuff, and as I say, initially I was super annoyed because I'm going to miss the whole launch, and I was just like, I'm just going to go back on retail. I'm not playing, not going to bother playing classic no more because I'll go and do these trolls because I felt like if it's going to be so short, and just as I get going, because like I've just kind of like got going now with, I mean, I know three characters is probably more than some, but I feel like I've just got going and I've still got stuff I want to level to 40 before, but I guess I won't be able to now. But they said they're keeping the XP buff and they're putting an XP buff from 40 to 50, which is really surprising as well because most of the time in new content they'd never put an XP buff, never. But I'm really excited to see what happens, and like hopefully, like when we get to 60, there's going to be so much cool stuff to do. And I've joined this really good guild that the raid times are really good, and the guys are all super chill, and it's not like one of them sweaty guilds where everyone's like logs and you know one mistake and everyone's crying. But we have the odd wipe on the last two bosses occasionally when the ones I cause is when I take too many stacks when I'm tanking Mecha Talk because I'm seeing how many I can handle, but it's weird because sometimes I can take like 8 or 9, and other times I'm mega struggling with 6. So, but it's nice on the paladin because you can just bubble and clear them. So I have an off tank which he just taunts it, then I just bubble and cancel bubble and take back, and then by the time we phase, it's all clear. But I think Noma's. I've seen loads of people on Reddit right saying that Noma's too hard or Noma's too easy, and I do think in comparison, I mean, I didn't do BFD when it was live, but going back to BFD to get the trinkets and such, I do think BFD seemed a lot more straightforward. And I think the mechanics in some of the Noma bosses, like I think the last boss is especially if you're doing the buttons and the bombs. I think that's quite mechanic heavy, really. Though for tanking there's not much going on. It's just press your buttons and hope you get healed enough and not die. And then I think that the electric spider boss, the crab thingy, can't remember his name. That's got some pretty punishing pretty punishing mechanics if you don't know what you're doing. But when you do know what you're doing, it's really straightforward. But I mean, when people are complaining about it, like, I mean, retail has so many more mechanics. It's so much more complex, so you can't even draw a comparison. But I think I'm reading about as well, like people saying they can't get into pugs and how toxic the Noma meta is, and I agree. Like it should be easier to get into, but then you don't want to waste your time, especially as well because it's ID locked, and I think the ID lock is real stupid. So it's kind of like Mythic in retail. So once you start a Mythic raid in retail, you're locked to that ID, so you can't just kill one boss and then join someone else's group. And I think that's really, really bad to have that in Classic. But then again, it prevents people from joining the group. It's a bit more of an investment when you just join and it doesn't go how you like on the first boss and you just leave and join a new one. It's a bit more, you're a bit more inclined to stay, I guess. But it's such an, I mean, the advice everyone gives is just join a guild, which is completely true. You know, didn't take me, wasn't hard for me. I got a little bit lucky because I joined this guild and I said I wanted to tank, and then they said there wouldn't be a raid spot until they built the third team. Um, but like the second day after I joined, they messaged me on raid night saying, "Can you come and off tank?" And I said I have no idea on the mechanics or anything like that. I wasn't really prepared. But then I went and did a semi-okay job, and then a week after that I was main tanking, and I've been main tanking for Group 3 and sometimes Group 4 uh, every reset since. And the guys that run the guild have done such a great job as well, because when I first joined, had two solid groups. Now we have nearly 5 groups of 10-man groups, which is going into the new raid. It's going to be absolutely amazing having a roster that big, and they've done a real good job organising the groups on a bi-weekly basis and sorting out the teams. And there was one raid which was not so good when we had barely any range, which made the last boss quite difficult because, I mean, as people say, Noma's heavily favours ranged. And like as a melee, when I'm playing on the melee hunter, the last boss, I just stand there and just hit the boss, don't really do anything else, which feels a bit counterintuitive. But yeah, overall, really enjoying SOD. Can't wait for P3. I just hope that I can level up quickly and get stuck in. And because this phase I joined, I was still leveling up when the phase came out. So I mean, I guess everyone else was, but I was level 40 much after the majority of the player base was. Um, I do wish they put the token into Classic, but I think the player base will lose their freaking minds. I think it. I mean, I don't really like farming gold. I've had a lot of time off work recently, so it's not been too bad. But when I haven't got that time off, hopefully when the economy expands in the next phase as well, there'll be more gold to get, and it won't be as hard relying on quests and such. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying Season Discovery. I don't think I'm going to go back on retail anytime soon. I nearly went to play Lich King exclusively for Kata, but again, I think the Kata pre-patch comes out really soon, and I'm going to be away for that as well. And I think I can get more out of SOD than I will Kata. It's just nice because it's so simple and so straightforward. I mean, I guess there's some parts of Classic that aren't very simple, but I don't know, just something about it. But yeah, anyway, going forward, hopefully I'll be able to make videos more often because I'm getting Fridays off work. Every Friday, my job's going to be closed, so I should I want to be able to make a video every Friday and try and build this channel uh, and make more classic content and maybe some retail and maybe some other stuff. I don't know, but yeah, really enjoying Season Discovery. That Phase 3 video on YouTube. There's so much stuff in it. I can't wait.